What's going on, move makers? If you are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Moriah. I'm a regional flight attendant, and you're tuning in to Making Moves with Moriah. So today I was on my first day of reserve, and I got called for a 4-day trip. So I'm getting ready for that. But you guys, let me just tell y'all something real quick. So if you don't know, being a flight attendant, you can bid each month for your schedule. So you can always change up like your off days. If you need to request a certain day off, you can do that and you just bid for it. And then later on in the week, they will come out with the results and you might get those days and you might not. So I feel like I messed up on my bid for March because I assumed I was getting a line. And if you also don't know about flight attendants who have a line, that just means that you have an actual schedule. You know exactly where you're flying to, you know all your trips, and the best perk of all, you don't have to be on reserve. So in my situation, I thought I was actually getting a line for March, and I was so excited. I was like, oh yeah, I'm getting a line. Ooh, I'm so excited. I don't have to be on reserve anymore. And then the schedules came out today, and I actually am still on reserve. And it was because I was looking at something else in the system versus what we call our bid pack. And I should have had looked at that, but I was just so excited by what I saw in the system. And it wasn't what I was thinking. So I'm still on reserve, but it's okay. Like, I just know for next time exactly what to look for, and hopefully this doesn't happen to me again. But all right, you guys, today is day 1 of my 4-day trip, and I only have 2 legs, but technically 1 because my first leg I'm getting deadheaded from Atlanta to Minneapolis, and then I'm actually operating the flight from Minneapolis to Midway, Chicago. So that's where I'll be tonight. I'm gonna go ahead and start packing and get my food together so this can be like the most successful 4-day trip as possible because I need it. I feel like I haven't been having the best luck on reserve for the past couple trips. It's always been something. So hopefully this trip, we're gonna turn that look around. All right, move makers, I have made it back from the gym. That was honestly a really good workout. Like, I feel so much better now. And I don't know if I told you, but this is the first time I've actually worked out at a hotel when I'm on a trip, and I need to do that more often. Like, I just need to find the time to do it. So I told myself I will, and today is the day I'm starting. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a shower. Me and my flying partner, we're actually gonna have breakfast together, so I'm really excited about that. So I'm hurry up so I don't smell around her. What's going on, move makers? I am officially ready for day 2 of my 4-day trip, and I had the amazing breakfast with my flying partner. I'm trying to eat better, so you guys, I had some fruit, some yogurt, I had some oatmeal. It was just some really good stuff. But anyway, you guys, let me tell you about yesterday. So everything was fine. I got my deadhead to Minneapolis, freezing there, and I worked the forward working on the CRJ 700, in which the 700 is cool, but they have very small bins as well. So my luggage was struggling, and honey, like, I be packing. So I just feel like, oh my God, like these small vans can't deal with it. But made it work. So anyway, everything was working out pretty smooth. But the gate agent did tell us that our flight was oversold. And I was just like, oof, this is gonna be crazy. So of course they started offering gift cards, hotel stays, so that people can stay overnight in Minneapolis and catch the next flight tomorrow. But this weather is no joke. We're really about to have like this huge snowstorm coming like northeast, and it's just not looking good. So yeah. But then some things changed because they ended up, I guess, canceling that and then just letting those people board anyway. But once we got everybody on board, we took off, everything was good. And then my captain called me. He said, hey, Moriah, we have about 34 minutes until we land. I'm just gonna let you know it's gonna get really bumpy. And I was like, oh yeah, no problem. Like, it's turbulence, you know what I'm saying? Nothing but a thing. Baby. Okay, I don't know what type of turbulence this was, but honey, this was crazy. I was telling my flying partner, like, no, you need to come back now. Like, are you done with service? It don't even matter. Just come back, because it was just really, really intense. And I felt so bad because there was a lady in the back. She was a panicky flyer. So of course she was very uncomfortable. And it really got more intense the closer we were getting to land. And once we landed, we actually had a really smooth landing. And I really appreciate my pilots because that was stressful. Like, that was probably like one of the worst turbulence I've ever experienced in my life. So I do my last announcement and I'm like, okay, y'all, like, you know, welcome to Chicago. Then my flying partner gets on her PA and she says, you know, if everybody can remain seated once we get parked at the gate. And I was just like, oh no, this don't sound good. Once we were at the gate, my flying partner literally jumps out her jump seat and she's like walking towards me, and I'm like, hey, like, is there something you need? What's going on? She was just like, there's a passenger back there, the one that was panicking had threw up. And I was just like, oh, honey, you know, when it comes to me and throw up and no ma'am, I can't do it. So I was just like, well, what do you need from me? And she was like, just some ginger ale and some garbage bags. I said, say less, I got you on that. So I'm getting her the garbage bags, I'm getting her the ginger ale, and she putting her gloves on. So I said, ooh, you already know it's bad. It's really, really bad. Everybody was deplaning, so that went well. And then when my flying partner came up to me, she was like, yeah, I'm right. Like, she said the girl filled up 3 sick bags. I was like, that's just, I don't need to know that. And I'm sorry I had to tell you guys that, but I just had to share my disgust because that's just a lot. But I don't blame her because that's just how some people are when it comes to turbulence. Like, if you're not used to it, you know, that it just happens. But other than that, you guys, that was everything from day 1. Moving on to day 2, like I said earlier, this huge snowstorm is coming. So they changed our schedule, which I am actually grateful for this time, because I was supposed to have 4 legs today, but I'm actually only having 2. So I'm so excited. So I'm leaving from Chicago Midway Airport and I'm going to Detroit. And then from Detroit, I'm going to Cincinnati, Ohio. So hopefully the weather can just hold on until we get to Cincinnati. But if not, then we're only doing 1 leg, but I will be grateful. We're only doing 2, so I'll take it. If anything changes, of course, I'll keep you guys updated. My van leaves at 12:20, so I have about 20 minutes before I head down there. And I'm just gonna make sure everything is taken care of, that I'm not leaving nothing behind. And I will see you guys once I make it to Cincinnati, Ohio. What's up, move makers? So I am in Detroit, and of course I have the worst luck here. Like, we talked about this plenty of times, and bad luck just hit. So we landed in Detroit, and of course we had to wait to park at the gate. So that took like 15 minutes, and then we deplaned, everything went well. Then we find out that the de-icing machine that helps spray up all the ice before we take off, it's all backed up. So basically we'll be in queue, and it's gonna be a long time until we reach the de-icing machine. On top of that, one of my pilots came out and he said, hey guys, I got some bad news. We're like, what? And he was like, I've been tested positive for COVID. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. So now he's gone, and I don't know how, but we have to wait for another pilot, and I'm not sure if we're gonna get one. And then we're also running into our rest. Once our rest gets down to a certain period, we're either gonna have to push back our rest or maybe just cancel this flight. I'm not quite sure. It's just crazy. We have no updates right now, and I'm just currently sitting on the aircraft until somebody lets us know what's going on. Hopefully we can get our new pilot soon and we can get to Cincinnati. I will see you guys hopefully if I make it there. Good morning, move makers. Yesterday, honey, I had some tea, but right now, let's go ahead and grab some breakfast. All right, you guys, so I just got some breakfast. It was so good. The oatmeal was amazing, and now I'm about to go ahead and get ready because, honey, I have less than an hour to get ready for my van, so I need to hurry up. Okay, I am back. So I'm all dressed and ready to go, but I have to tell you what happened yesterday. So on my first flight yesterday, everything was smooth, very short flight. Again, there was no service in the back. So I just helped out my flying partner whenever she needed me to help her. But once we took off and we're almost 10,000 feet in the air, I saw something that caught my eye. A passenger that was 3 rows in front of me, I noticed like it was like some like smoke or something that kind of like floated right here off of his shoulder. And I was like, wait, what? I was like, is he vaping? Because it wasn't like a thick smoke, but it was like a vape type smoke. Like it's kind of thin and it kind of floats or whatever. I just know because my friends be doing all that. But anyway, I'm just saying. So I know what it looks like. And I was just like, is this man vaping on the plane? Like, are you serious right now? So I wasn't quite sure because I was like, is that really what I saw? Like, I felt like I needed to see something again to actually prove what I'm seeing, because I didn't want it to be like, oh, I just saw that. And then he's probably like, what are you talking about? Like, you know, I didn't want to accuse him of something that he wasn't doing if he wasn't actually doing it. So once we reached 10,000 feet, I went up to my flying partner and I was like, hey, like, I think this passenger is vaping, but I can't really tell. And she was like, oh my gosh, are you serious? And I was like, yeah. I was like, you know, I'm just gonna go back there and scope it out. Like, let me see for myself. So as I'm going through the aisle, I passed by him. And if you know people that vape, or if you vape, you smell like the vapors, or the smoke, because it's like this sweet smell, especially if they have like sweet flavors and stuff like that. Like, you can smell it. So when I passed by him, I could kind of smell like that sweet smell, like as it came from a vape. And so I was like, oh, okay, I got you now. So I'm in the back and I'm just sitting and I'm just watching, and I'm like, okay, like, I'm gonna catch him. And he was smart. He was very slick, because after that, I didn't see anything. And I was just like, dang. And I felt like I really couldn't get him because I needed to really see like if I was tripping or not. And I needed to like know for sure. But I was just like, dang, he might have got away with this one. But again, guys, I really just didn't want to accuse him because it was a very slight smoke that I seen, and I just wasn't sure if that's what I saw. So didn't want to accuse anybody, but next time if I see something like hard proof evidence, I'm coming to get you. Like, I don't, like, you please don't vape on the aircrafts. Like, you can't do that. Just please wait. And plus it was only like less than an hour flight. He couldn't have waited. That's crazy. Anyway, guys, this is some tea. So on my next flight, like I said, you guys, when I was in Detroit, the worst luck ever. After all the chaos I had told y'all about, it was some more stuff. Like, my first officer, you know, they have to inspect the aircraft before every flight. And when he was exiting out to go look at the aircraft, he had slipped and fell. And my flying partner had to put band-aids all over him. And I'm just like, what is going on? Then, of course, we're waiting for our new pilot. And he came very promptly. Like, shout out to him. He was like really cool. And he just jumped into the situation like, okay, guys, let's go ahead and get this flight going. And I was just like, yes, let's do it. So we started boarding and everything like that. Everything was smooth. And we had a very long taxi, and we had to also wait to be on the icing pad so we can get de-iced. And the weirdest thing has ever happened. So I'm all secured in my jump seat, and I'm glancing at my Sky Pro, looking at some things, and I see a passenger coming towards me. So I was like, oh, okay, like they probably have to use the restroom right behind me. So I'm about to get ready and unbuckle so that I can move my jump seat so they can go to the bathroom. And she's like, oh, no, I just have a question. And I was like, oh, okay, like what's going on? And she was just like, are we still in Detroit? I was like, wait, what? Like, what's going on? I was just like, excuse me? And she was like, are we still in Detroit? Like, are we not in Cincinnati yet? And I was just like, no. I was just like, we haven't took off. I was like, ma'am, we're still on an active runway, so you're not even really supposed to be up right now. But I was just like, we're waiting to be de-iced and then we're gonna take off. And she was like, oh, okay. I was like, what? And the passenger on the right side of me, he was like, did she just ask you if we are still in Detroit? And I was just like, yeah, we heard the same thing. So yeah, definitely one of the strangest questions I have ever gotten as a flight attendant, but I'm just gonna give her the benefit of the doubt. Maybe she had fallen asleep or something. She didn't realize, I don't know. Then you guys, we are deplaning, everything's going well. I'm like, perfect. And I'm grabbing my bags and I'm walking up towards the front, and I see the same lady who asked me that strange question yelling at my captain and my flying partner. And I'm just like, man, what is going on? Like, no. Like, no, what you're not gonna do is yell at the crew when we didn't do nothing but our jobs. And basically she was just complaining because we were delayed and all this other stuff. And basically we found out that she actually works for another airline in their customer service department, which I don't even know why when she had that attitude, but she works for them and she was upset because she missed her connection flight, in which I understand. But everybody knows that as a commuter or just anybody traveling in general, that you are taking a risk taking the last flight of the night, especially when it comes to weather delays. Like, we had tons of cancellations and stuff. So it's just like, I don't understand. Like, you kind of were already in a situation, you know what I'm saying? And she was just hot, honey. Like, she was just so hot because not only did she miss her connection flight, but she has to stay in Cincinnati because that was the last flight of the night and she missed it. But again, it wasn't our fault. Like, we were already delayed from the jump. So it was just really crazy. And I was just like, why would you even do that? Like, you work for a certain company and we obviously know that, and we're gonna make a report. It doesn't look too good on your end, honey. So yeah, you guys, that was about the craziness yesterday. I hope today goes a lot smoother. I feel like it should, but we shall see. And because of these weather delays and cancellations, my schedule for today absolutely changed a lot, but I'm here for it because I have 2 deadheads and then I have 2 legs after that. So I technically have 4 legs, but really 2. So on day 3, I deadhead from Cincinnati, Kentucky. I thought I was going to be in Ohio for some reason. I didn't know there was a Cincinnati in Kentucky, so I apologize, but I'm actually in Kentucky. So I'm leaving from here, going back to Detroit. We'll see. And then I'm deadheading from Detroit to Bay City, Wisconsin, I believe. And then from Bay City, I am operating back to Detroit, and then from Detroit to JFK, New York. So hopefully everything should go smooth, but I just don't know. Like, this weather is crazy. Like, when we were leaving Detroit, like, the snow was heavy. It was coming down really heavy. So we just gonna have to see how this goes. I will keep you guys updated. I have about 20 minutes before this van leaves me, so I gotta hurry up and get down there. So I will see you guys once I make it to JFK, New York. All right, you guys, so I made it to Detroit, so I am just waiting for my next flight so I can go to Bay City. And I am just chilling, you guys. My button on my dress had popped, so I was trying to find a safety pin, but nobody has a safety pin. So I'm just trying to, like, tuck it in as best as possible. And I'm just gonna try to find a way to, like, secure it so everything goes well. But I just got this flight and then 2 more flights, and I will be in JFK. Guys are getting ready for my first flight of today. It's gonna be only like a 25-minute flight, which is really good. And I'm ready to go ahead and get it over with. Let's get it done. It's not too many people on this flight. And after that, we have a 2-hour sit in Detroit, which I wish we could go back to back, but it is what it is. And from there, we're going to JFK finally. And I'm gonna get my nice little layover and we'll call it a night. But you guys, I am just ready to get started. Honestly, I'm tired and I'm just like, I haven't even done anything. I think it's just because just deadheading all day, but you know, At least I got the deadhead. That's good. What's going on, move makers? Today is day 4, which means today is go home day. I am so ready to go home, and the only thing I have to do is just deadhead from JFK, New York back to Atlanta, and that is it. I'm gonna go ahead and just speak into existence that is all I'm gonna do. I'm going home today, and I'm not going to be extended like last time. Yesterday, my trip was just so amazing. I absolutely loved all my passengers. On my last flight yesterday, I had this amazing family, and they were so nice. The kids were absolutely beautiful, and it was just a really great conversation. Like, we just were talking about everything, and like, she was just so nice, and I like absolutely loved them. And she gave me a cookie and everything, so I just really appreciate them. I hope I see them again. Probably the best family I ever had on my flights. Oh, but I did also have a strange passenger again. I don't know what's going on, but he came on board super late. He was the last passenger, and he was just like incoherent. Like, he just didn't understand what was going on, and he was just like, oh, I just had like a really long day. And I was like, okay, like, no problem, like, we all have long days, no problem. But it was just weird. I was just like, sir, like, do you want me to put your bag in the overhead bin for you? He's like, huh, what? And I was just like, and he goes like, oh, sure. And I was like, okay. So then we were doing the demo. So I'm doing the demo, I literally see him take his mask off, and he just like falls asleep. Like, he's just knocked out, gone to sleep. And I'm like, what? So I'm like not doing the demo. Like, I walked towards him, and I'm like, sir, you have to put your mask on. He was like, where's my mask? And I'm like, what do you mean? And it was like right kind of like underneath his beard, and he's just like, oh, okay, I got it. And I'm just like, what is going on? Like, what? I was definitely just keeping an eye on him the whole entire flight, because again, it was just really weird behavior. Like, I'm not sure if he was just like on drugs or something. That was kind of like my first little instinct, but he was just very like incoherent. He just did not know what was going on. And it was crazy, because when me and my fine partner got into Detroit, we were just sitting, eating and talking in the airport, and we see that same passenger, and he's walking around the airport looking crazy, not knowing where to go. And I'm just like, see, something's not right. It's not right. So yeah, you guys, that was about it. I don't know what was going on with him, but hopefully he found his way. I know I'm gonna find mine all the way back home. So I'm about to go ahead and grab my bags and get out of New York. I mean, it's already crazy. Let me show y'all this traffic. You guys, it's only 10 o'clock, and it's just already just a lot of people, and we're not even in the city. So yeah, it's time to go. So my deadhead flight isn't until actually 12 o'clock, but I have to report at 11:15. But I'm honestly going to take my van at 10:30, just so I can have as much time as possible. And of course, just being at the JFK New York airport, if you guys been here before, it's like a mile to get to where you're supposed to be. Like, that airport is so big, and I'll be taking my time. So I need all the time I need, and I'm gonna go ahead and head out. What's going on, move makers? You're probably like, oh, I thought you were going home. I thought I was too, you guys. I am like, oh my gosh, like, I don't mind if I have to do extra legs, but I just would like to know a little bit ahead of time, because I was literally at the ticket counter waiting to get my seat assignment, and I see that I got a notification and they gave me another leg, and I'm here. So I'm like, what? Like, this is crazy. Like, I was talking to the gate agent, she was like, yeah, like, they just took you off this flight. And I'm like, wow. And so I am now going from JFK to Richmond, Virginia, and then I'm deadheading from Richmond to Atlanta, and then hopefully I should be done. I really don't know, because tomorrow I am on call, so I can do a turn, I can do something, you never know. But I'm just like, I get things change, I get things happen, but I just wish I would have known, just because I still could have been at the hotel, had maybe like another hour, 2 hours, and chill, maybe took a little nap before I came to the airport, because I had to sit at the airport for almost 3 hours. And so it was just a lot. But you guys, I'm still gonna have my positivity, have a great attitude on this flight, no matter what, because the passengers don't deserve a bad attitude. They don't deserve no bad customer service, none of that. So I'm still gonna give them great customer service, get this flight done, and hopefully be home around 7:40, 7:45. Yeah, I'm banking on that. So you guys, I told you I'll keep you updated. So hopefully I'll see you guys when I get back to Atlanta. Bye. What's up, moon makers? So I told you guys I would keep you updated, and a lot has happened within the last few hours. And of course, as you can tell, I am not at home, but I'm actually in Richmond, Virginia. As I told y'all earlier, I got extended, so I worked a trip from JFK to Richmond. I didn't even land yet into Richmond, and I saw that I had another notification, and I was just like, you can't be serious. So once I got into Richmond, I was able to get Wi-Fi and all that good stuff. I saw the notification, and it was saying that I was still deadhead back to Atlanta, but I will have almost a 2-hour sit and work a flight from Atlanta to somewhere in Indiana. And I couldn't, you guys. Like, I literally couldn't. I almost like had a mental breakdown because, you know, this whole day I was thinking, I'm going home, I'm going home, I'm going home. And yes, I understand that they can extend me. I get that. But it's just like, when you have that mental thought that, you know, you can go home, and you've been scheduled to deadhead twice at this point to go home, but then they just suddenly change that, like that, I feel like kind of just messes with your mental. And for me, guys, I was just really upset. There was just a lot going on, and I really want to get into more depth about this whole entire conversation. There's so much that I need to explain, but it would really take a whole nother video. So I am going to do a video later down the road, just kind of like really giving you the real when it comes to being on a regional airline versus being on mainline. And I think I'm actually going to do like what the difference is, so you can really see like the actual difference. But anyway, guys, I had called crew scheduling, and I just called fatigue, in which that just basically means that, you know, of course, you're just really tired and everything. And I did explain honestly that when I was in JFK, my hotel was literally right across the street from the highway. I showed you guys in my video, and that's all I heard last night was just traffic, honking horns, all that good stuff. And who can really have a good night's rest with all that? And the craziest thing was, I was on my deadhead leaving from Richmond to go to Atlanta, and like I said, it's a lot to go into it. But basically, when I was talking to crew scheduling, I had called fatigued, and they were saying, well, you can't go back to Atlanta, you need to get off the aircraft. And I was just like, are you serious? Like, my goal was essentially to get to Atlanta, call fatigue, and then stay home. But I couldn't do that because I had to give crew scheduling some sort of answer, because if they call and if you don't respond in 15 minutes, it can count as not available to fly. You can get in trouble for that. Again, like I said, there's a lot to go into it, and I will explain later down the road. So I ended up getting off of the aircraft, and I was just so upset because I just wanted to at least be in Atlanta. Like, I just wanted to be in Atlanta. And they're like, nope, you have to have 10 hours of rest in Richmond. We'll get you a hotel, and you can fly out in the morning. So in the morning, I have a flight from Richmond back to Atlanta. But it's just, I don't know, it's just a lot, you guys. Like, I would say this was probably one of like the hardest days for me, being a flight attendant. Yeah, this one was tough. But if you guys have any questions when it comes to being a regional flight attendant or a mainline or anything like that, let me know down in the comments, because I am going to collect all those questions and address them in that video that I'm talking about, where I really need to get into depth and explain everything, because it's just so much. Just know that when you're on reserve, literally anything can happen, and you just got to prepare for it and be ready. But I feel like you can only do that so many times. Like, you know, like, eventually you get tired. Eventually you're like, okay, like, when am I going home? Or how many times are you gonna change my schedule? Like, you know, you get tired of that stuff. But yeah, I'm just in my hotel until my van at 6 in the morning. And I've just been chilling. I got some food and was watching Big Brother. I'm still watching Big Brother, of course. And I think that's just all I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna rest up, finish this episode, and call it a night. So I will see you guys in the morning. And of course, as always, I'll keep you updated. I really hope I'm not extended again. But like I said, anything can happen. But we're gonna continue to stay positive. Good morning, move makers. Today is day 5 now for me. So I hope today everything really goes smooth and it's not at all like how yesterday was. The only leg I have today, but is really just a deadhead, is from Richmond back to Atlanta. So you guys, I'm really just ready to go home. Like really ready to go home. I cannot wait to explain absolutely everything to you guys, but I just really don't want to make this video as long as it already is. So that would definitely come later. And again, if you have any questions about being a regional flight attendant, mainline, anything like that, just let me know down in the comments. And I'm going to collect all those comments and make a video and just talk about everything. All right, so my van isn't until 6 o'clock. I still have like 30 minutes, but I do want to go ahead and get some coffee downstairs. So I'm just going to get there a little bit early, and maybe they can take me a little bit earlier. That's fine too. So I will see you guys once I get to the airport. What's going on, move makers? So I have finally made it home. You guys, I am so sorry for how long this video is. I didn't realize it was going to be that long, but I just felt like there was just so much that was going on during this trip. Like, I was trying to fit as much of it as possible in this video. So again, I apologize for the lengthy video, but I do appreciate you watching. If you have watched the whole entire thing, like, thank you so much. I'm not going to keep you guys any longer, so make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe and leave me a comment below if you haven't already. And also follow me on social media. Again, I appreciate you guys so much for watching this video. Always remember, if you make a move, make sure it's for you. I will see you guys next time. Bye.